Proud of the podcast platform that we have at danpatrick.com. We have a couple of new podcasts up there, and they come from the co-founders of Jomboy Media. Jimmy O'Brien, the founder of Jomboy Media, host of Jimmy's Three Things podcast, and Jake Storiale, co-founder of Jomboy Media, and host of Wake and Jake podcast, as we welcome them to the Dan Patrick Show and the Dan Patrick Show platform for podcasts. Jimmy, let me start with you. For those unaware of Jomboy Media, explain how all of this got started.
Well, it started as the two of us just talking Yankees together because I was living in California and he was in Dallas, and we were living with girlfriends at the time and had no one else to talk Yankees about. And then the Yankees were good in 2017, so we got an audience because people wanted to tune in. And from there, it's just steamrolled and snowballed into anything we really want it to be and become. And now we're a company of 50 people with multiple shows and doing stuff we never thought we'd be doing. So it's been awesome to have an audience that has allowed us to get to this spot.
When did you guys go national? What was the moment where all of a sudden we were hearing more about Jomboy?
2019 was the moment where we started doing coverage of the whole league, not just Yankees. And then we had a couple things that ticked up and ticked up and ticked up. And then the biggest one was, hopping on the Astros cheating scandal of 2019 and making videos about that. And that got our name out to a whole audience. We had been pretty big in the New York scene up until that point. And then I think that helped us because we launched Talking Baseball. We brought Trevor Plouffe, a former player, on, and we were covering the whole league after that.
Jake, what was it about with that Astros scandal where all of a sudden it started to resonate with people? When did you know you guys had something?
Well, man, I always say it should be like the case study of new media because the Athletic was on it and it was behind a paywall. So, everyone read the article and was like, ooh, wow, Astros are cheating. Ooh. And then Jim posts the video and you see a pitcher on the mound, like something's not right here. And I don't know. I mean, there's so many times in different sports things where you see the video and it changes how you think. And yeah, that left sports.
Well, we consume video, we can understand video as opposed to reading a story. Sometimes the story can be confusing, and then you're trying to visualize that. You guys took all the guesswork out of it. It's like, here it is. Now you decide. When did you hear from baseball or the Astros or anybody else? Lawyers?
No, never heard from anyone. Rosenthal reached out, and I'm always nervous because people credit us for breaking the story, which I use quotes because we didn't. Evan Drellich and Rosenthal did years of grunt work to get people on the record. What I did is I just made it tangible and showed the video proof. And Rosenthal actually reached out and said, it was like a weight off my shoulders to see us be backed. Cause it was kind of, they were, throwing that out there and it could have been scoffed at and say, yeah, right. Who cares? So that was nice to hear from them, but MLB, Astros, they never reached out about that or at that time. No.
How would you label your site? Because there's comedy in there. I mean, you're having fun, but you guys are diehard baseball fans. So is it a baseball website?
Well, it started baseball for sure. We've grown into other areas. We have guys that cover football. We have some lifestyle stuff. We've even have like our own section of creating our own sports in a warehouse that is more like reality TV show. So we've been able to do everything we want. It's definitely baseball adjacent is the like crux of what we're doing. And then it's fan led. So we're not trying to be unbiased in any way. We're trying to be very honest and let we're Yankees fans. So people get upset about that, but we're not going to hide it or change our thoughts. So it's fan led media, we used to say, but I don't know. It's analysis, but taking ourselves pretty lightly. I think that would how I would sum it up.
Courtesy of Jomboy, we have two podcasts up at danpatrick.com, Jimmy's Three Things, and then there's Wake and Jake. All right, Jake, so what can we expect with your podcast?
Oh, I'm Jake.
Yeah.
And I'm sports. I grew up in Connecticut. I grew up with ESPN in the backyard. I was like raised by old sports centers. So in a way, like I'm taught, we're family. I obviously we're so deep into baseball that I do lean into baseball. That's what a lot of people look at us, but I love sports, man. So I'm, especially this time of year with NBA playoffs going, with NHL playoffs going, UConn hoisting another banner, obviously. I just love sports. So if someone's looking to talk sports and kind of, I'm just a naturally friendly person. I like people. I think there's a lot of people that don't like saying that. A joke I make a lot is like, I'm the perfect last invite to a wedding because I'm just like friendly. I'm going to have a couple drinks, dance a little bit. So it's kind of like that with sports.
He's going to dance a lot. There's a lie at the end there.
Okay, and then Jimmy's three things.
So that's heavy baseball. Basically, I'm sitting down and talking to the audience. It's just me in a room, and I like to deep dive into whatever the biggest story is and really dive into the weeds. And sometimes the audience is on a journey with me. So I did a big one the other day about the Mets not sliding into second base to break up double plays when McNeil got mad. And instead of just having the surface level reaction to it, I like to actually go like, wait, does McNeil break up double plays? And then, do the Mets break up double plays, and going really into the weeds? So it's kind of watching a crazy baseball fan get lost within weeds, and then I pull myself out and move on to the next topic as quickly as I can.
So when Aaron Judge slides into second and he's got his, the mitt on, his sliding mitt there, oven mitt, you guys react to that?
Yep, that's definitely one that, I'd like to go find all the footage of him sliding when it's a double play, all the footage of him sliding when he's just stealing second. Is that a different slide? What about a hustle double? Is the hand up going there? So that's the type of stuff that I do on Jimmy's Three Things.
But is it you guys against the world when it comes to your opinions? Like do you want athletes to agree with you and people to agree with you? Or would you rather stir it up and be sort of, we don't mind being villains here?
I think we can have fun when we want. We don't really lean into being poking the bear just to poke the bear. If I have an opinion that I think will stir people up, I'll definitely do it. But we're not aiming for that. It's I always tell people I couldn't even dress up for Halloween. I can't not be myself. So I can't do the whole I'm going to be a contrarian just to do it stuff. So it's, I really dislike the Rays. I have fun poking that bear, but I truly don't like them.
Why?
Oh, because I can't get into that. But they just, they brag about not paying their players any money, and they all get injured, and they've never actually won.
When's the last time the Yankees won?
Yeah.
Well, they win games, but I say the same thing about the Yankees too. I think that's the other thing is everyone's like, well, the Yankees stink. And we're like, we know, we are well aware.
Do you want, let's say you could have a current baseball player on your podcast.
It's tough because we always juggle are they going to be real? Like Aaron Judge, obviously we're Yankee fans. And if we could get a real combo with Judgy and he's going to let it eat with us, like that would be awesome. But Aaron Judge kind of lives by the Yankee way and he gives the right answer. So we always laugh. A lot of agencies talk about sending players our way and they're like, what do you want? And we want the players who are going to be real. Like, let's chop it up and talk.
So you wouldn't want Jeter on the podcast?
I'd be embarrassed of how that I would look because him and Torrey are the only two people I've seen in the same room, and I kind of melted like a little boy. So I would love to have Jeter on, but
but he's not going to say anything.
No, he's not. But for like a personal thing.
Oh, okay.
Business wise, I'd get Ohtani any day. I don't care if he doesn't say anything. It's going to lead to some new viewership.
What about A-Rod?
Whew. Rod, we crossed paths with Rod briefly. We have a guy, Joe's McFly, that works at our company. He famously went viral when Devers clipped Chapman for that first time when Devers was a kid. He's still like in commercials and stuff for it, and he's pretty close with A-Rod. I talked to Rod, but you never know where that's gonna land.
They are the co-founders of Jomboy Media, and there's two podcasts available, Jimmy's Three Things and Wake and Jake, the podcast. So twice weekly for that one, the baseball show, Jimmy's Three Things, where three things of the week that he wants to talk about. It's great to have you guys on board, and have fun. Have fun with this.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's the founder of Jomboy Media, host of Jimmy's Three Things podcast, Jimmy O'Brien, and Jake Storiale, co-founder of Jomboy Media, host of Wake and Jake podcast, available at danpatrick.com.